Hello viewers, welcome to your favorite TV show, Oil and Its Host Communities on Jenny TV. Today we bring you a very important topic, the ills in Imo oil producing community. Here with me are leaders of the Niger Delta Youth Forum. Let's meet them. From my left.
My name is Barrister Sonny Elias. I'm the National Secretary of the Niger Delta Youth Forum.
Barrister Otibo Chuks, the National Chairman, Niger Delta Youth Forum.
Captain Bishop Johnson, U.S. Army retired, the Public Relations Officers of the Niger Delta Youth Forum.
What is the relationship between NDYF and other organizations in Ohaji, Ebom, and Uguta local governments in Imo State?
NDYF is Niger Delta Youth Forum. The Niger Delta Youth Forum, first, is an umbrella body of all Niger Delta youth groups in the 9 Niger Delta states. It is not limited to Imo State. Imo State is part of these 9 Niger Delta states. These are oil producing states in the region. These are NDDC states, these are Niger Delta states, however anybody wants to put them. So they are like the parent body of all the groups existing in the region, especially when it comes to oil-related matters. And in Imo State, Ohaji, Ebom, and Uguta are the oil-producing local governments in Imo State. Automatically, these are the people that Niger Delta Youth Forum represents in Imo State. But Niger Delta Youth Forum in Imo State, it goes across all the local governments in Imo State. There are chapters of NDYF in all local governments in Imo State. We have relationship with the youth. We are interested in the welfare of the youths of Imo State, including the oil-producing local governments. The Niger Delta Youth Forum has a relationship with NDDC, SOPADEC, and the state government in Imo State. These are areas we meddle between them and the people. So the Niger Delta Youth Forum has a very cordial and a very wonderful relationship with the members.
Thank you. What is the state of things in SOPADEC in this new regime in Imo State?
SOPADEC is one of the commissions established for the purposes of development, addressing environmental pollution or degradation in oil producing areas. The SOPADEC also borders on the empowerment or employment of people from these zones. Today, by the special grace of God, over 95% of the staff of the SOPADEC are from the oil producing local governments, which is Ohaji, Ebom, and Uguta. Now, the SOPADEC, like the clamor that we are getting from the state chapter of NDYF, that the people in SOPADEC, the employees in SOPADEC who are from Ohaji, Ebom, and Uguta, are facing a very tactical deprivation. That the state government is embarking on a program that is centered at retrenching the staff. And we are asking why. Considering what surrounds unemployment in Imo State and in Nigeria. Now these people that have been privileged to be employed in the SOPADEC, considering the level of poverty in this region, today the state government is considering retrenching them from service. It is highly condemnable. We are also calling on the people to be relaxed, to calm down. We will talk it over with the state government. That is the reason too why we are also asking the SOPADEC youth. There is a youth body attached to the SOPADEC that also represents youth-related affairs as it concerns oil producing local governments. The SOPADEC youth, the current government has not recognized the SOPADEC youth, talk less of paying them their remunerations since the inception of this government. It also is applicable to Ohaji, Ebom, SOPADEC youth, Uguta is SOPADEC youth, the Niger Delta women, the traditional rulers. We are not comfortable. We all these people put together over 1,000 persons or 600 people that the SOPADEC takes care of monthly. Since the inception of this government, it has come to our knowledge that the government has not paid any of these people, have not attended to any of their matter, talk less of even giving recognition. We are frowning seriously at this. We are calling the government of Imo State. And I don't want people to begin to feel that we are antagonizing the government of Imo State. No, we have no reason to do it. This government is a very nascent government. We have no reason whatsoever to do any antagonism. But the truth about it is that this government, we are calling on the governor to to please, with immediate effect, address these isopathic issues, because we are trying to avoid insurrection. We are trying to avoid the restiveness. When these people are pushed to the wall, we will know what it results. This period, we are working, we have trained most of them in non-violence programs, and we don't want this to make them go back to what they have stopped in the past. Thank you very much.
All right, that's quite surprising, because when you talk about that, Isopathic have not been paid their salary, and the governor just, celebrates his 100 days in office, and oil producing communities are one of his agendas. And looking at the deputy governor is coming from the oil producing company, and do you think there's something not going too well that the Isopathic people have not received their salary and the way forward of it?
No problem. Before he starts, before my friend gets involved, we are not talking about the Isopathic staff salary. We're talking about the Isopathic youth. It's an organization. The Isopathic youth, or Hajibama, the Isopathic youth, Ubuta, the traditional rulers. These are not staff of Isopathic.
Okay.
These are organizations that have not been recognized, that their entitlements are not gone to them. That's what we're saying. About the staff, they are paying them duly, normally. Yeah, so.
Well, excuse me, have this issue been presented to the deputy governor of Imo State, His Excellency?
Let me come here. You see, this is what we don't want to do. We don't want to make a distinction between the deputy governor and the governor. There's one government in Imo State, led by who is the governor of the state. Okay? We don't want to start making that distinction between the governor and the deputy governor. Imo State is not Kashmir, where you have India administered Kashmir and then you have Pakistan administered Kashmir. Imo State is Imo State. Whatever problem we are having in our region, we are going to lay it on the feet of the state government, irrespective of whoever is addressing it. There's only one government in Imo State, and that government is the government that we are calling to address the challenges that are facing the oil-producing communities, one of which my national chairman has just mentioned, the planned entrenchment of staff in NDDC. Not in NDDC, in Isopathic. We are saying that such decisions, we need to gather some consultations with some various stakeholders in those affected communities, because we come from one of the most volatile part of the state. Since 2000 till last year, we have not had peace in the area. We just had relative peace last year. We were only able to celebrate December last year. And we attribute the reason why we were able to celebrate December last year peacefully to the fact that some of the boys were able to gain employment and keep themselves busy. Make no mistake, let us be as clear as we can be here. This press conference we are having today is not in any way politically motivated. There is nobody backing us. We are just an independent advocacy group.
All right. I think this program is more interesting and educative and informative. But before I move down to the next guest on his question, I would like you to explain more, because this issue about, it is just the governor, quite alright. And I believe that's like a proverb that said, whoever that if your people is in heaven, automatically the next person will also be in heaven from the family. So, but when I'm talking about the deputy governor coming from the oil producing company, oil producing communities, I believe that all problems should have been solved. It would make it more easier than the past administration, where you do not have the leader coming from the community. So I really want the viewers to understand what is the problem, because with this issue, has it been tabled to the deputy governor, like I asked you before?
Let me say right off the bat that we're very proud and happy to have one of our sons as the deputy governor of the state. For the first time in the history of Imo State, that someone from Ohajebe Mabubuta has become a deputy governor. having a deputy governor does not mean that the deputy governor alone will solve all the problems of the region. The deputy governor is aware of some of the challenges that we have in those communities, even before he became the deputy governor. Let me remind you that the deputy governor was once the honorable member representing Ohajedon Oru West Federal Constituency. So he is very conversant with the challenges that we have been dealing. These are age-long challenges that we have been dealing in that area. He knows that him alone can't solve that problem. So what we are saying is that the government collectively should look into the problems and the challenges that we are having in that area. However, the government alone can't still solve these problems. That is why we are saying that the government should consult with the various stakeholders in the area. And one of those very important stakeholders in the area is the Niger Delta Youth Forum, which, like as my chairman rightly stated, is an umbrella body of all the youth organizations in the Niger Delta region. So the problems will be easier for us to solve. We have identified the problems. The problems were already identified. That was what led to the establishment of ISOPADEC. ISOPADEC is supposed to be an interventionist commission charged with the responsibility of addressing some of these challenges that we are talking about. So the problems are identified. The solutions have equally been profiled. The problem we are having is problem of implementation. The problems are not being implemented because the right people are not being consulted. We have to consult the various stakeholders. There are the women, you have the youths, there are traditional institutions in the area. All these people have to be carried along in a very inclusive governance manner so that we can adequately solve the problem. There is nobody that has monopoly of knowledge. Everybody has one or two things to contribute. But when you try to go it alone, that is where you have problems.
And additionally, you see, not just the deputy governor is from the locality, he is an appendage to the governor, and he can only exercise that power that is delegated to him. The bulk does not stop at his table. That being said, see, ISOPADEC is a body that was created majorly to cater for the oil and gas producing areas in the state. Now, there is this problem of funding, underfunding. The federal government provides 13% deprivation fund to ISOPADEC, to the state, which is supposed to be remitted to ISOPADEC. 40% of that sum is supposed to be remitted to ISOPADEC. But ISOPADEC in the past and presently does not receive that amount. From whatever amount they receive, we have issues with the management of those fundings. They are not channeled to the proper usage. I mean, the proper things they are supposed to be channeled, because manifestly we do not see, projects that are being implemented. So what we're saying is that there is a need for, transparency, accountability, and proper management of the funds that are remitted to ISOPADEC. And we also call for increased governmental presence in the oil and gas producing communities. We are calling for viable and more visible projects implementation in the oil and gas areas.
Right. Can you please tell us the relationship between the state's government and the oil producing communities and the oil companies?
Well, this is excuse me, a very, very sad area, because I would want to start with the multinational oil companies. They are not awake to their corporate social responsibilities. They are not alive to it. They are not living up to it. It is so sad that the people and communities of Ajini Mabubuta majorly do not have lights. They do not have walkable infrastructure. The hospitals are moribund. They are dead. The schools are non-functional. So many amenities are lacking in the area. That being said, the state is also not awake to its responsibilities to people. Like I earlier said, that we need increased governmental presence and projects in the oil producing areas, considering the fact that the oil producing areas in Imo State contribute nothing less than 10 billion naira only to the coffers of the state, and have nothing to show for it. It is so sad. The oil communities, aside from the emergence of one of our sons as the deputy governor presently, we had no voice, so to speak. We were marginalized, greatly marginalized. So there is a need for an increased and more vibrant, synergy between the communities, the state government, and the multinational oil companies.
Alright, this question goes to you, Captain. What is your assessment of NDC so far in the oil producing area of Imo State?
Well, let me tell you, see, the history of NDC and their achievements, particularly in the Niger Delta areas of the state, is a very, very sad one. Let me tell you that it may interest you to know that over 75% of the projects, NDTC projects that are cited in Imo State, are cited outside the two local government areas that produce oil and gas in the state. That is not what it's supposed to. That's not how it's supposed to be. NDTC projects are supposed to cater for the needs of the oil and gas producing communities. Because when NDDC, if you read the act that established NDDC in 2000, that act was established solely to address the underdevelopmental challenges of the oil and gas producing communities as a consequence of oil exploration activities in those areas. So the history has not been a very happy one. It has always been a very sad one, because even as we have NDDC, the people of these communities continue to be marginalized. They continue to be marginalized because sometimes there are powers outside these areas. There are powers outside these areas that the people of these communities have not been able to have any form of influence on. And so, because of that, our projects that are supposed to be cited in our areas are not cited in our areas. Instead, they are cited in other parts of the states. And that is one of the issues that we would like the government to address. Let me tell you another thing. Imo State, currently is the 5th largest oil producing state in the country. But let me bring it to your attention that if proper accounting is taken, the quantity of oil that is being produced by the state will go up. Because if you look at it, all the oil wells that are being produced by AGIP is not accounted under Imo State. That production is being accounted under River State. Because what AGIP does is that AGIP has the oil wells in Imo State, but the actual flow station is in River State. So the oil will flow from the oil well to the flow station, and then from that flow station it goes to the terminal, and then it's accounted for under River State. So these are some of the things that we would like to have interactions with our own state government, so that all of us can put heads together and find a way to be able to address this kind of issues so that Imo State will get its rightful place, even in that NDDC. Even in that NDDC, as we speak, Imo State is being marginalized. Let me tell you that Imo State has not even, except from its statutory commissioner in NDDC board, Imo State has not held any of that meaningful position in the board of NDDC. And that is because we have not taken the necessary steps to be able to take our stand and our position in NDDC.
Mr. Chairman, what is the level of preparedness and willingness of the oil producing communities to cooperate with speed plants regarding the gas plants projecting in Okaji, even when local governments?
Yeah, the oil producing communities in Hajigoma and Ubuja are very peace-loving people. They are very law-abiding. They are very respectful to the authorities. That is the reason why we are this concerned that these good people are facing this kind of abandonment. These people are willing to negotiate. These people are willing to carry along and to be carried along. But they do not want to get involved in these issues because they are looking up to their government to come to the rescue. The government is supposed to have understanding with the multinationals, like the Seplat you just called. The government is supposed to call Seplat, reach an MOU with Seplat, that is between the Seplat and the Imo State government. The Seplat is supposed to have an MOU that should be supervised by the government with the oil producing, with the communities, their host communities. All these things have not taken place. Yet, Seplats have started operation in these communities. They have called severally. We have a lot of their petitions. They have petitioned the Imo State government. They have petitioned Seplats to us. These are the areas where we have come and address with the state government. I know it's possible that the state government is not aware of these issues. That is the reason why we have resolved to put this before the table of His Excellency. Right, Honorable Emeka. The governor is going to be governor of Imo State. We are aware that he is a good man. We have worked with him in the past. We have a sound relationship with the governor. He is a friend of the people. So I am not saying this because we have any kind of hatred for this government. No, this is our government. And from the way and the look of things and the manner the governor is managing issues, you know that he's a very capable hand. We can work with him. Imo people are proud to have him as a governor. But nevertheless, yesterday, the Nigeria Delta Youth Forum, which includes local government chapters, the states, and the national, held a meeting yesterday. We have resolved that we are mandating this government, the government of Imo State, to within 7 working days, that the governor of Imo State should address these issues, because we don't want the people to be restive anymore. We cannot contain it. We don't want any problem between the people of Ohio and the government of Imo State. Thank you very much.
Yeah, let me add to what my national chairman was just saying. We want to make it very clear and unmistakable. We want our governor to succeed. We want the governor of Imo State, Right Honorable Emeka Ihedioha, to succeed. The reason why we want him to succeed is because when he succeeds, the people of Ohio have succeeded. When he succeeds, the people of Imo State have succeeded. But the government alone can't solve the problems. That is why it is very imperative that the government is consulting with all the various stakeholders, not individuals, various stakeholders that includes all the people in the communities where this oil and gas is being produced. Because we don't want any breakdown in law and order. We have experienced that for over a decade. We don't want to go back to that inglorious era again.
Alright, before we come to the end of this program, I would like you to, one word, advising your advice to the government and the oil producing communities. One word.
You see, the leadership is only as good as the followership, or is a reflection of the followership. So the oil communities, I would advise them to work in tandem, hand in hand with the state government, to find a way forward and ensure that we have not just the peace of the graveyard, but sustainable peace, which includes the presence of justice and not just the absence of conflict.
Thank you very much. Wow, I don't know, this program is a program where you can get all the information that you need in Imo State. Like the leader said, that they are here to make sure that the present administration succeed in their agenda. And the only way to do that is by the government to also, partner with them and do the right thing they're supposed to do. Thank you and keep watching the Journey TV. Bye for now.